Okay. I'm going to start covering up the windows. And let's see how we're going to do this. Alright, you guys can get a better idea of what's going on. There we go. Getting ready. We also have to move this. We recorded earlier how the bright light harassment is being redirected from the window next door, 5135, second floor hideout. So now we have to cover. And of course, the bright light harassment is a distraction away from the activity taking place at 5132 and 5130. Okay. You can hear a little community gang talking. Make some noise, guys. Don't be ashamed. It's Friday. It's okay to make some noise Friday. Don't feel ashamed. You got my permission, guys. Make some noise. It's Friday, guys. You're waiting. This is state insurance policy fraud, identity theft, Medicare. And you can see who's behind the bright light harassment. Homeowner Martinez's son, joint collaboration with town of Cicero officials working on a harassment case against me. Who is harassing whom? There you go. And they also placed a coat hanging from our baby tree as well. Act of prevarication, state insurance policy fraud, identity theft, Medicaid, no witnesses. My ex-wife has no idea, and this is a sure sign. They're trying to create some type of lure away from 5130 and 5132, where the activities of the mailbox exchange continue. Okay, you can see right there. So obviously we have to cover up a little bit more. And this is pretty much daily. We just take extra precaution. There we go. simple. Real quiet. They don't want to incriminate themselves, but intentions are very clear. They're parked in front. Their credibility shot. They're trying to be saints by parking in front. That's not going to work out. That's not going to work out, guys. You guys got caught. Cover that. Oh, okay. You can hear the community gang stalking. They are a little hesitant. They are a little hesitant. There we go. State insurance policy fraud, identity theft, Medicaid, and of course, that's a distraction away from the activity that will be taking place very shortly with the Mailbox Exchange, 5130 West 24th Street in Laramie. Yeah, we're still working on our now the kitchen, and I think you saw, there we go, see that? You can see the intensity of the bright light harassment. You can see it right there. You can see the intensity of the bright light harassment right there. Once again, this is state insurance policy fraud, identity theft, Medicaid, no witnesses. And it's the game of manipulation to keep the victim. Well, this is for documentation purposes. Once I react and respond to police officers as far as provoked confrontation, I will be arrested and documented by paramedics involved in criminal activity with a history of mental health issue illness. There's a reason why that window is open using bright light harassment, and that window as well. So you guys are witnessing firsthand how victims are preconditioned at home to respond. And this is a very important process because sooner or later, the victims will respond to provoke confrontation. And obviously the police officers are in the area, well documented on my social media platform. They're waiting for me. They're waiting for me. So once I step outside, I will be arrested Paramedics involved in criminal activity will document me with a history of mental health issue illness once I respond, just like I'm doing now. See that? So this is a very important process, the game of manipulation, to manipulate the victims to respond to bright light harassment, redirected with mirrors, truck lights, and the military-grade technology used for manipulation purposes. And obviously, I'm being subjected to high-level frequencies, lethal high-level frequencies as I'm speaking. This is something that cannot be recorded, and they're very aware of this, and that's why they are attacking their victims electronically. This seems to be their main attack strategy is electronic harassment. But it's a lot of planning, as you just witnessed with the Romulo Martinez son. A lot of planning, strategizing is in effect, and all this is the same equation to have the victim documented with a history of mental health issue illness to avoid long-term electronic harassment, secondary health issues, or radiation levels. This is the reason for so much time, effort, law enforcement, and brain attacks. Very important process, once again, to avoid long-term electronic harassment, secondary health issues, or radiation levels. That's the reason for the bright light harassment here. And to create family conflict, emotional distress, anxiety, disbelief, mistrust, anger. So you can see how the bright light harassment is also coming from here, and it's redirected with mirrors. And they're also using truck lights. They're just parking in a certain spot outside, and they redirect the light toward the window next door. And this is how they're able to achieve bright light harassment. You can see the intensity. Once I walk by, it's increased simply by walking by. So, every day I have to place a curtain that I have here. I have a curtain that I made, and I place it here. That. And I also close the door back here. There. There. And let's see what else we can do. I also have, okay, you can see it pretty much how it is being manipulated in a certain way. This is all planned out, and this is state insurance policy fraud, identity theft medical. Now, over here, there. Okay. Okay, well, there we go. There we go. And you can see how now they can redirect it. See the light right here? They can redirect it. And let's see. So I have to move this a little bit more. This way. Okay, let me show you any activity in front. Remember, this is also a distraction. That's why Homeowner Martinez parked there. And the bright light, you can see the intensity of the bright light harassment right there. See that? Okay, you can see it right there. You can see the intensity of the bright light harassment, how it's being redirected in a certain way. See that? There you go. See that? You can see it. So it is being redirected. Here, let's see what we can do here. We have right here. Or we can take this one out. That. And you also use this. There we go. That's how it goes. Now, again, this is meant as a distraction, but to create family conflict. And this right here is an act of provocation. So when I go outside, in case I get into an altercation with Homeowner Martinez's son, the police officers will simply arrest me and have me documented. And as well as family conflict, emotional distress, anxiety, disbelief, mistrust. Once the family members respond and they're concerned over the bright light harassment. Remember now, Town of Cicero, emergency 911, name Anna, emergency phone dispatcher, name Anna, 911, during collaboration with this Plains Cook County Sheriff, unprovoked home visit at 5 a.m., requesting to speak to me. Under duress conditions, I continued sleeping, but before they left, they instructed my ex-wife, if Miguel Rodriguez starts acting in any peculiar way, do not hesitate, call 911 immediately. I wonder what they meant by that. See that? So it's a very important process for the victim's family to be aboard the game of manipulation, state insurance policy fraud, identity theft, Medicaid. And look at the extra effort they placed a little coat right hanging from our little baby tree. See that? So that's an extra effort incentive to manipulate the victim to respond, provoke, movement, reaction, response, yelling, running out of control, kicking, screaming, public outbursts, surprise advantage, once I approach the window, bam, provoke confrontation. I'm talking about the electronic harassment beforehand. And you can see a little bit of bright light harassment. So it's all the same equation to have the victim documented. A very important process, because unless the victim is documented, constant mental health hospital evaluation, victims lose their credibility. Family withdrawal will happen. Family placing the order of protection will happen because the family members are not going to put up with this. Constant mental health hospital evaluation, the family members will respond and they're going to be coerced by police officers involved in criminal activity to place an order of protection. Sooner or later, the victim no longer will be admitted or accepted in a hospital because you're only allowed to be there a certain amount of time. So they will be transferred to the State Mental Institute, but they need the family to sign off all legal rights for the insurance policy to be legitimate and so organized crime can cash in. See how that works? Now, I experience the final faith every single day. This is high frequencies that attacks the victim's nervous system. Loss of coordination, accidents, and death will happen. That's high frequencies, attacking the nervous system. Electromagnetic field waves, shock treatment to the brain. Equal exposure from microwave oven, x-ray machine, or sleeping next to a high power line. Secondary health issues or radiation levels. Tumors of the brain, brain damage, brain aneurysm, bone cancer, a number of serious secondary health issues of radiation levels, silent, incoherent victims, nursing home final faith, identity theft Medicaid takes place. Remember, it's very important for the family members to respond, sign off all legal rights, place an order of protection, and this is constant. Now, my son is a witness to 4 police officers waiting for me in the hallway. My son is a witness to the dollar store owner provoked confrontation. My son took the initiative of placing a safety latch in the bottom hallway right here. He took the initiative because he's seen what was going on. This simply, if the door is open, they simply come up, run up, and call the paramedics and have me documented. And of course, this is what the police officer is looking for. This is what the paramedics are looking for. This will be pictured. And of course, inside my room, we have electronic harassment, and I covered up all the outlets. I'm sleeping with my head inside this aluminum pot for protection. See that? I also subscribed to Tech Ingredients, YouTube channel, Tech Ingredients. He explains in detail how to protect yourself against electronic harassment radiation levels. You can see it is being redirected slowly. Slowly, it is being redirected to manipulate the victims to respond. Yes, organized crime family has employees that will self-admit themselves to carry on the game of manipulation within the hospital setting. Each time the victims respond, you respond. Once you respond by covering up all the windows in the hospital setting, you will be subjected to medication dosage increase. This intensifies the victim's response to the daily plan attacks. Symptoms: paranoia, hallucinations, psychosis, lose weight, aggressive, panic, running, kicking, screaming, public outbursts. You will be sedated and given your medication by force and placed in a secluded room so the other patients won't copycat your actions. Other than that, this is a private attack between the perpetrator and the victim. What I record here, the attacks will continue within the hospital setting. The attacks will continue within the hospital setting. We have activity at 5132. The female obviously has no job, no school, and she returned back she returned back. The vehicle, you saw her clearly. That's a big part of the bright light harassment as well. She was parked here in front, but she was instructed to park the vehicle inside the garage. So while I was showing you the kitchen, her vehicle was parked here and it's no longer parked here. You can look back at the video. She was instructed to move the vehicle in the garage, 5132. So that's fast action taking place. Military-grade technology, very aware of my location and activities, instructions given on command signal. This is how they're able to achieve the strategizing of the game of manipulation to make sure that the victims respond. This is a distraction that I just went through. And, well, we have contacted everyone. We have contacted the DEA, Drug Enforcement Administration, Chicago and Dearborn, Illinois, Child Protective Services. Yes, there's news media outlets involved in criminal activity. I'm talking about reporters. This is how deep this criminal organization's pockets are, and it's called making sure there's no loose ends. There's a fire department. Let's see what we have in the back alley. There's fire department, paramedics, judges, and of course, Kansas City officials and Larry Dominic. There we go. We have activity. Once again, we have activity. Once again, we have activity. We have activity. 5132. 5132. There you go. That's how quickly they move. And they are utilizing the silver vehicle. The gray truck is not here. See? So all three vehicles are instructed not to park here so they can continue making steady deliveries away from camera view. That's another reason for the distraction of the electronic harassment and bright light harassment and provoke confrontation right here. See? Bait, focus, follow, attention span. So we are focusing in the back alley. That's where so we shall see what's going on there. Yeah, we have contacted everyone. Congressman Chuy Garcia, State Representative Lisa Hernandez, and obviously this is the reason why so many Chicagoans are leaving the state because of corruption, and they're sick and tired of being lied to. And we have a new administration in the White House because of this. We are trying to provide a public service. I play the victim. Yes, you can open up a trafficking charge regarding narcotics, but you need someone to take the bullet. You need a fall guy. You need me. That's right. I am the victim here. I suffered bleeding from the brain, documented by University of Illinois and McNeil Hospital. And upon that notification, Nello Greco, main proprietor of 5132, panicked and moved out on our early YouTube social media platform, and from 5132. And other than that, my doctor at Oak Street Health advised me, yes, Miguel, you were bleeding, but you're not bleeding no more. You have nothing to worry about. Is that right? Once the bleeding stops, it creates a blood clot. This is dry blood that travels up the stem of the brain, cutting off the oxygen. Silent, incoherent victims. Nursing home final faith, identity theft, Medicaid takes place. No witnesses. And yes, there's microwave ovens that are being refurbished for this specific purpose of electronic harassment, secondary health issues, or radiation levels. That's why I subscribe to Tech Ingredients, YouTube channel, Tech Ingredients. He explains in very good detail what I am going through. This is a murder plot, but the only way Nello Greco, main proprietor of 5132, can move back in, the first floor remains vacant. And we're asking for the public's assistance to contact Internal Revenue Services. Posted date January 8th, 2025. Nello Greco is behind the murder plot along with his family members. his nephew, Anthony J. Loader, who appears from time to time on video, exiting and entering 5130. And we also have him in the back having a meeting with the Martinez family on our social media platform. Other than that, January 8th, 2025 is when I filled out the paperwork regarding tax evasion, trafficking, distribution, and packaging, and state insurance policy fraud, identity theft, Medicaid, Internal Revenue Services, regarding 5132. The first floor remains vacant. Not concerned with taxes. See, the first floor remains vacant. And other than that, double out to flat brick. Everyone is receiving a brand new vehicle. That's right. That's why we are hitting this criminal organization where it hurts in their pocketbooks. This young individual has no job, no school, wasting his youth away. And this is what he does on a daily basis. He's instructed to provoke a confrontation. He's instructed, along with his family members, especially his mother, the catfish, bait, focus, follow, attention span, paid incentives, family vacation, home improvement, and new vehicles. Food, they don't have to worry about anything. This is big money. Now we have the mail carrier involved in criminal activity as well. We have him, public meeting, and we also have the Dollar Store owner public meeting with Nello Greco's nephew, Anthony J. Loader. So this is big. And we also have Board of Education District 99, male and female, mob plan hits with second character witnesses among their co-workers instructed to park right at my doorstep, just like Homeowner Martinez. And they were waiting for me, working alongside police officers involved in criminal activity of that sort. Other than that, we are very excited, and I look forward to continuing our surveillance, and hopefully these government agencies would take note. Our numbers are growing. Please subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Facebook, and we are sharing information, daily uploads, and daily plan attacks, and of course, daily electronic harassment, 2003 year and present, 2025, December 19th, 2025, Friday. And we also have various scenarios that are very important to educate the public how not to be a victim. It's 1:20 p.m. Friday, December 19th, 2025. Other than that, I'm going to cut it short. It's going to be another day of surveillance. It's Friday, guys, and there's a reason for this. There's a reason for this. So we're moving on. And please share information. And please contact Child Protective Services. These are innocent souls and that are being subjected. And we got the evidence at hand. So if these news media outlets are not covering our information, simply turn the channel. That's all you have to do. That's how powerful social media is. Get your information someplace else. That's all you have to do. All these news media outlets have been contacted. Yes, I am working alongside Samantha Chapman, sharing our information. She's a private investigator with Eyewitness News. So other than that, I have instructed everyone that my phone is compromised. That's the reason I don't have a phone anymore. I have a Wi-Fi phone. I'm using the Wi-Fi instead. Facebook provides excellent protection, surveillance. And obviously from time to time, our uploads are being disabled and internet connection service and recorded and uploaded. This is how sophisticated this military grade technology is. And they're also using microwave ovens to manipulate the victims to respond as well. Very deadly. This is a Capital One murder offense, of course, and that's the reason so much time, effort, law enforcement strategizing is taking place to avoid any self-incrimination. I think you can throw that out the window. We already know who's behind the murder plot, guys. We already know very, very well. And this criminal organization is relying on Town of Cicero officials working on a harassment case against me and Town of Cicero mayor. Well, let's just say he is not above the law. Just ask the former mayor, Betty Laurie Ortiz, if he is. That's right. Town of Cicero mayor is working alongside the mob, Board of Education, District 99, male and female. The male couldn't take the heat in the kitchen. He transferred to a different building, but the female stayed behind, and the mob plan hits continue with second character witnesses among her co-workers. All right, that's it for now, guys. We appreciate your support. I am excited. You see this right here? I am excited. You see this coat right here? I am excited, guys. You see this right here? There's a reason for this, guys. This is called State Insurance Policy Fraud, Identity Theft, Medicaid, No Witnesses. We uploaded the video of the dollar store owner having a conversation with my ex-wife. My ex-wife's statement. She purchased the tablecloth and she purchased gifts at the dollar store and wrapping paper. So you can just imagine she has no idea, along with my family members, of this murder plot on my life. So obviously I won't be here to enjoy the fruits of my my effort, but do not let my death go in vain. That's right. Our social media platform is well documented how this murder plot works, and it's all the same equation. I must be documented. I must be arrested, but I have to respond to the public confrontation. You see how that works out? That's right. All right. Signing off. And I don't see no police officers in the area. They are instructed to not be in this area. Remember now, they're placing high-ranking departments assigned to this location and address for two separate reasons. For documentation purposes and to make sure this criminal organization is undisturbed and at times receiving a personal escort for delivery purposes of the mailbox exchange. Remember, this resident right here has no address identification to avoid self-incrimination. And everyone has left except for Homeowner Martinez. He's being instructed to just leave the vehicle there while he continues sleeping. Okay, that's pretty much it. We are moving on. Going once, going twice. Any police officers in the area? I better not see no police officers in the area. To serve and protect organized crime, waiting just for me. You know what this means. You know what that means, right? Self-explanatory. All right, moving on.